Gentlemen.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the map that we remember this time around. We are in another GLA mirror here on Wasteland Warlords, and I think that is definitely a good idea. We are the Gentlemen. I am Archon Hawk.
And I am Odage Machine. Oh, hang on, wait a minute. Isn't this the second time you've done this Odage Machine?
Yeah, but I was thinking of something funny to say. Like, I was going to say I'm not Archon Hawk, but then I decided not to, but then I did.
And you said Archon Hawk. Well, that was a worldwide exclusive, wasn't it? But anyway, we're, of course, Wasteland Warlords. It's going to be fun. We've got up the top left there, what I believe was GLA Vanilla.
Yep.
It's Herb there, so there's POV Wisdom, which is actually Herb.
And Rage at the bottom. Never mind. We won't do this again where I start laughing at the broken rocket launchers.
Yeah, I remember that.
I was gonna say, and I'm Rage, but I didn't because I thought that would be inappropriate and stupid.
Yeah.
Look, so Rage going for his middle supply and does have his Toxin tunnel pretty close to completion here. Unfortunately, Herb can't say the same for himself. Nice force firing of the Toxin tunnel will destroy those RPGs straight away.
Very, very nice. To killing those RPGs is a nice little force fire from Rage. It's going to be normal tunnel against Toxin tunnel, but here comes an big old terrorist here from Rage, and that's going to do a big damage to the tunnel. Also killed 3 workers and his own, but really not a big deal because Rage is going to start to take control of the center.
Yeah, terrorist was very, very crucial because Herb's tunnel was actually winning because it was being repaired whilst Rage wasn't repairing his own tunnel. Those Toxin terrorists are pretty strong. Bear in mind, in 1.4, the Toxin tunnels do the same, Toxin terrorists do the same damage as GLA demo terrorists. Why? Because I don't know. But what I do know, this nice tech terror here will take out the arms dealer of Mr. Rage. And that is fantastic because in those GLA mirrors, it means that Rage no longer has any production. We'll lose, I think, 2 workers there.
Pretty big deal, actually, there for Rage. Having, oh, that's a nice contaminate as well, and not something you see very often. It's right onto that supply of Rage, and you've been able to sneak that in there. Something else to remember, that as we saw in the last game, in fact, on Wasteland Warlords, the contaminate sticks around for a long time. You can't build workers from that.
Yeah, but I think Rage he's clearing it up with his own Toxin, because how do you clear out toxins? You put more toxins on it, but hey, okay, why not? We've seen wackier things in 0 Hour, but Herb's doing a fantastic job with the aggression because without the arms dealer, Rage has no quads of his own, and it's really hard to deal with quad RPGs with just RPGs.
It's a massive, massive problem because you've got no way to actually deal with anything. I mean, the quad actually moves out, and that's in an awesome camping position where the RPGs can't actually get to it. Now he just moves out and starts sniping down the RPGs just so hard, and will they even kill the quad? No, they won't. Just going to give it more vet.
And now it's a vet too, which is excellent news. They're going for a Toxin Rebel, which are actually incredibly effective there, but not against that Vet 2 quad. Probably the only time you see people build Rebels is when they're Toxin Rebels. Fully heroic quad already.
Well, look, Rage is in a little bit of trouble, but not so much because he's secured both of those oil derricks in the top, as well as the fact that he's actually still got his supply and he's starting to create workers out of that, and that is a fake arms dealer down the bottom as well. He wasn't sure which one he was going to lose, I think, so he built 2 of them. There's one up the top of the oil derricks as well.
Also, no webcam. I forgot about that.
Yeah, sorry you can't see our lovely faces today. We've actually, I blame Odage Machine, personally.
Well, it's entirely my fault.
Yeah.
I mean, we were streaming yesterday for one of our league tournaments, and I left it at the house of the guy who we were streaming at, so that's okay here because Herb moving out with a Toxin trapdoor, looking to make some plays happen, and what will we find? Toxin tunnels have no attack against Toxin tractors.
No way.
So he can just swag drive his Toxin tractor through the defenses unless he pops out some RPGs, which will insta-die to the Toxin tractor.
It's nice.
And he can't pop out quads because he lost his arms dealer. So actually fantastic play coming out of Herb.
It really is. You can just kind of walk it in and walk it out with that Toxin tractor. Now using it for a little bit of a look-see around, but because you've got a bit of scrap on that technical, we're going to burst down. Wow, the Toxin tractor fast. What? Hang on.
It was full of RPGs.
And the Toxin tractor killed them all. I didn't realize it did that much damage. That's quite substantial. I mean, I did realize it did some damage against technicals.
I think it's more a case of technicals just having no health at all. Not so much Toxin Tractor's actually doing enough damage, but that Toxin Tractor tunnel is insane there, killing a lot of stuff there. The Toxin tunnels are just so much more powerful than the regular ones. Didn't even finish off that hole there, having to back away because of the Scorpion.
Yeah, Scorpions are pretty deadly. Now that Rage does have that arm sealer up the top, he's going to start this vehicle production up again. He's a little bit behind, but then again, Herb, he was just on that one supply, now he's on his second one, so Rage isn't technically really far behind, whereas really far behind on his vehicles. Once he starts getting a couple of Scorpions up, he's going to be able to kind of push Herb back a little bit.
Scorpions as GLA Toxin are just so ridiculously good because they'll obviously counter quad the technicals, but with the Toxin shells that they get straight away, they also are pretty effective against RPGs. That technical won't be very effective here. Yeah, but against the mass RPGs, if you micro it correctly, you can hit and run really well with the rockets and take down RPGs, which are actually the hard counter to Scorpion. So it's kind of interesting how it breaks that sort of counter system. I mean, Nuke Battle Masters are similar, but Nuke Battle Masters blow up, so it's kind of okay. But Scorpions don't blow up.
They do not blow up. They just fire away those massive rockets and just explode absolutely everything. Scorpion, I mean, another thing, yeah, the shells are good against just workers. If you can start, like, attacking the ground near them, that can work pretty well as well. See, look, there we go. Workers are dying. So many workers have died this game. That Toxin sticks around for so long as well.
Yeah, I don't think Nuke Battle Masters can do that either.
I don't think they can. No, the radiation isn't quite that good.
Yeah, anyway, so Rage losing a lot of his base. That barracks has gone down. Wasn't exactly needed at this stage here. So it does have that supply. This supply in the bottom left corner hasn't quite been finished yet, but it will be soon. But he has the 2 old derricks and the refinery, so we'll have his Scorpions 10% cheaper, so we'll be able to spam those out, and that's pretty much all you need to do as GLA Toxin.
It's a pretty major deal as well. With Herb having just this many quad, Scorpions are really going to be nice against it, and Rage is much more spread out, which is where you want to be as the GLA, and Herb's starting to push back against that. Scorpions being popped out, probably just pop your rockets and get back in, because quads will take you down.
Yeah, but the Toxin Tunnel now doing a fair bit of damage here. Going for the quad is much better than going for the Scorpions. No garrisons have been occupied here. I think that's really letting Rage down. Getting those garrisons would give him so much more needed defense, and the supply is being destroyed pretty fast. Your Scorpions are arriving, but probably not in time. One of the quad dukes behind the garrison, so won't fall just yet, but can't say the same for that supply. Scorpions doing some pretty good trades here, but again, losing the supply makes that aggressive play more than worth it for Herb.
Yeah, exactly, more than worth. And moving around with those rockets as well to try and snipe off a few of the Scorpions. It's not bad micro, but the quads having a little bit of trouble just finishing them off there.
Another good thing to note about Scorpions is that Scorpions scale very, very well with the scrap. They get the extra rate of fire and the extra rockets, whereas quads actually scale negatively because of a bug in the engine, which is kind of funny. So by going for Scorpion spam versus quad Scorpion spam, it kind of works out better for Scorpions if they do get scrap.
Definitely does, but as we see here, Herb transitioning into several Scorpions, and it's all about this rocket micro here. Who can fire their rockets off back into the tunnels, and who can snipe down the tunnels to stop the retreats as well. Herb's really focusing on this army as opposed to anything else. He's only got the 2 base at the moment.
Yeah, so going for the engage here, really wants to finish off those 2 tunnels, and looks as though he will be able to. Scorpions here for Rage aren't quite in the numbers that he would like, but these Toxin tunnels are just so ridiculously strong, as Herb does lose 1, but backs away into the tunnel. Actually, may lose the other one. Nope. Gets there, and look at that excellent flank there, getting the rockets back straight away.
And that's an important factor as well. It doesn't take that many rockets to take another Scorpion tank. It's about 3 or so with a couple of shots. So if you can land the rockets and then switch targets, it's pretty important as well, rather than just focusing down individual targets with all of the rockets because of the long cooldown that's actually on them. I think Herb really needs to do something here. Just start pushing Rage back or go for his bases, because he's on 3 supplies, whereas Herb's only on 2, and Rage has the oil derricks.
Oh, it's 2 supplies.
Well, oh, it's 2 supplies, isn't it? Because the central one got taken out, but he's starting to rebuild it now. So.
But there's only 2 supplies for Rage anyway.
Oh, wait, no, there's not in the third one as well. Yeah, I forgot about that. There's not actually one up the top. It's only the 2 oil derricks.
So it's still 2 supplies, but yeah.
It's still alright.
The oil derrick and the refinery really is making a pretty big deal. Also, oil derricks, of course, don't expire, but 2 Toxin tractors will be very effective against the garrison, and we'll be able to prevent the evac, at least from the RPGs. The Scorpions will take a lot of damage, but look at the nice concave of Herb, taking one down straight away here. Rage may lose his base, doesn't have enough RPGs.
Yeah, doesn't really have a lot in the way to deal with this, and the Toxin is going to be really, really nice at dealing with that, because having the Toxin Towers already firing away at the tunnels means no
excellent.
RPG pops and gets one in there for the Contaminate, so the workers are going to go down as well.
Excellent work there. I've never seen someone use the Contaminates that effectively.
Yeah.
Despite the Toxin track tunnels always sort of denying that for staying much longer, but we really can see Herb spamming, and now his Scorpions are getting scrapped and vetted.
Definitely is, and he has more than Rage as well. Rage hasn't been really cost efficient. There's the double scrap one, but no tunnel to go back into now.
Man, that must be a double arms dealer play. Yeah, double arms dealer now going for the command center. And I kind of like this play from Herb because he is GLA Vanilla, which means that his Scorpions are actually cheaper than Rage on the GLA Toxin. Probably not at the moment because of the refinery.
Yeah.
But it's probably about the same. So double arms dealer can make a lot of sense for GLA Vanilla. But at the moment here, we do have some attempted snipes, but going in for a 2v12 isn't exactly the best decision there by Rage, throwing away more and more of the Scorpions, which he really doesn't have a lot of at the moment.
Yeah, he doesn't indeed. And yet another Toxin Tractor. I think our #1 Toxin Tractor plays goes to Herb. He's built like 5 or 6 of them this game. It's absolutely insane, and has been using them so effectively. They're incredibly cost efficient. They're not huge costs, and finally Rage runs his workers away from the Contaminate.
Yeah, I think it's pretty much just a matter of the Toxin tunnels being abused, because again, if it was any other GLA, the Toxin tunnels the regular tunnels would just destroy the Toxin Tractors straight away. But with the Toxin networks, it means that Rage can't kill them in time.
Yeah, he definitely can't. There's just no damage down onto the tractors, and that's normally where the main damage comes from. It's so hard to sneak in a technical or anything like that because of the tunnel damage. But I mean, you know, with of course Toxin doing no damage to those Toxin Tractors is working out really well. And now Herb's going for those all derricks, but the terrorists are in the top.
Take that, Herb. That's what you get for tech terroring mine oh so long ago. We're going for the aggressive Scorpion push here. Want to deny those all derricks, but will he be able to? Scorpion rockets from Rage doing a lot of damage there. Toxin tunnel on the side doing a bit of damage, and will force them off for now. If Rage can hold on to his all derricks, he should be fine.
Yeah, he should be indeed. That's all he wants to really do, is just keep ahead supply-wise and capitalize on the fact that he did just destroy the arms dealer, so there's going to be a lot less Scorpion production coming out at the moment from Herb. So if he can hold on, and it's a palace going down, in fact, at the top here for Herb now.
I swear there was a command center earlier.
I thought it was, yeah. I'm pretty sure I saw the command center as well, but maybe he cancelled it, or unless we missed a tech terror, and I don't think we did.
No, you can't take care of command center. You need like 2 technicals for that.
Yeah, you would, but I mean like while it was in construction, because we saw it at about 15%. Anyway, down the bottom here, man, that's a double scrap technical. I think it's like a Scorpion with less health now.
But triple the speed.
Yeah.
Quite nice there. So Herb continuing to be on the aggressive, also has the pals, but that is the command center from Rage. So does he have his Anthrax bomb quite soon? I would certainly think so. Otherwise, why would he go for it that early? Maybe he's a Toxin Rebel Ambush, very, very, very strong, especially against Overlords of all things.
Incredibly strong, it is indeed. So the Toxin Tractor actually made it up to the oil derrick, so I'm expecting Herb to go on the aggressive here. He's actually taken over that middle supply now, so he's on 3 supplies, whereas Rage has been pushed right back and really wants to hold on to these oil derricks. Needs something up to there to fend off Herb.
That awkward moment when your Toxin Tractor isn't a flame tank, and you're like, yeah, oil derricks, and you're like, oh wait, I'm a Toxin Tractor, god damn it. But look, very, very nice aggressive play from Herb, continuing to bring on the pressure. That's a Toxin Rebel ambush, though, into the garrison. Excellent work there by Rage. We'll take them all out because of that garrison. Had they just Rebel ambushed in the open, they would have just died to those Scorpion rockets. But in the garrison, nope, not a chance there. He may even just leave them there for the defense.
I think so. That's some solid play coming out there from Rage. The only thing he's got to worry about is about the 10 Toxin Tractors that we've seen coming out so far from Herb. Definitely knows where that button is on his arms dealer. Another push down the bottom now from Rage. Rage is starting to go on the aggressive a little bit, snipe down some tunnel networks, which is nice. Really wants to limit the map control that Herb actually has at the moment. He's spread out all across the place.
Look at that. Excellent work there from Rage, taking the opportunity to go for the tech terror, and not a chance. Oh, no, never mind. I thought one of them died to the tunnel or something.
Oh, no, it did.
Wow. What?
No, I think he force fired it. What? No, it must have been the tunnel, wouldn't it? But that's
I don't
okay. That's okay, because double scrap technical OP. So it just runs in. That's the advantage there. It's like, oh no, one of my terrorists died, but that's okay, because I've got rockets on my technical. It's not a problem.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
So, Rage playing it well because I don't think there's any more arms dealers here for Herb. He hasn't rebuilt his early one, having to rebuild this one now. And losing the Scorpions whilst at the same time losing his arms dealer means that Rage can play aggressive with his own Scorpions and Herb can't really react in time.
He's not going to be able to deal with it even in the slightest. So Rage will start pushing back out now, and we'll have to see what Herb decides to go for. I mean, he definitely needs that arms dealer in order to get something like a battle bus, for example, transition. And even that, it's going to have a tough time against the Scorpions because of the Scorpion rockets. They can just nuke it down to the shell incredibly fast. So you've got to be careful when you're fighting the Scorpions with that battle bus.
Yeah, but now, look at Herb. He does have several of these black markets, so playing for the late game, but at the same time, so is Rage with those old derricks. So there's no real urgency for Rage to get the black markets, at least not as soon. And I guess that's what Herb is spending his money on, considering he doesn't have any arms dealers, but we'll have to sell one of them, so nice work from Rage denying that.
Yeah, pushing it back, using those Toxin ones really well, and there's some terrorists in there as well, that a couple of them died to the Toxin, I think. No, standing through it. Yeah, one of them just died there. So a few of the terrorists getting taken out there of Rage. So he might have been going for another snipe on, I mean, maybe the pallets or another arms dealer. If he can just keep the arms dealer count for Herb down, that's going to be a massive deal.
Yeah, especially because of his slowly whittling away the tunnels. The less tunnels your opponent has, the less map control they do have as well, so that the tunnel count is always very, very important. Fully Heroic Rebel gets in the garrison just in time there, and that's a very, very critical garrison, but being that close to the tunnels, they can die to a Toxin Tractor quite soon.
This Toxin Rebel ambush has stayed alive for so long. Rage has just been moving up the garrisons, because of course we're in Wasteland Warlords. This place is covered in garrisons in the top right hand corner, and he's been using it just so effectively, moving the RPGs in, the regular rebels there to deal with stuff. And here comes a Jarman.
Loses that fully heroic one. Scorpion rockets won't quite claim Jarman in return, so Herb having the Jarman has a pretty big edge now. Look at that double scrapped heroic Scorpion, absolutely going to town on those Scorpions of Rage. But looks as though Rage will recap his fully scrapped up technical.
Well, indeed, going to be grabbing that one back. There's a little bit of the veterancy there, but not quite a big deal. It's always nice to have that technical still available for him. Looking down the bottom, he's starting to shore up Rages on the left-hand side around that refinery area. Same here with Herb. I mean, he's got a few things there. Doesn't have a lot in the way of tunnel networks, but other than that, I mean, we're starting to see a bit of transition into the black markets now for Rage. So he's playing for the late game as well, which is pretty good idea.
Yeah, and on top of the old derricks, it should put Rage ahead. Toxin Tractor going to be clearing out the garrison and some sort of heroic Scorpions there, but we don't see any buggies or battle buses just yet. I guess the good thing about Wasteland Warlords is, I mean, there's a lot of flanking opportunities because of how sort of split up the map is. You can go for those flanks on the buggies where you just can't do that on Tournament Desert because it's just a big line of spam. Massive
line of spam, and I think both of those Scorpions are actually double scrap, which means 4 rockets being fired away, and change it up a little bit. I think that technical is full of terrorists yet again. We'll have to see if we've got Herb transitioning into anything to deal with these terrorists. Go for the black market.
If he force fires, he can get 2 of them.
Oh, he's going to do it. It's Rage, please.
Yeah,
Rage,
no barricades as well. He might go for the palace, but the tunnel would maybe... What? Oh, there we go.
Oh, yeah, there we go.
I was worried the tunnel was going to deny them. The tunnel was close to doing so. So, nice, yeah, demo rebel... No, technical terrorist thing. Taking out both of those black markets, very, very crucial.
Keeping that black market count down is just huge for Rage, because now he is definitely ahead. He's got almost the same count of black markets, as well as still having those oil derricks that's just been alive for so long. Herb's been completely pushed out of the middle now as well. Rage really wants to take that supply back. Something else to mention, I'm pretty sure the middle supplies and the bottom one, they actually have a lot of supplies. So they do last for a very, very long time. Like, for example, Rage has been mining from that one for ages, pretty much since the start of the game. They've still got a heap of supplies there. It was just the original supplies. They do take a while, so there's just constant fighting over the supply docks in the middle and the bottom. Now,
Jarman, Rage has a Jarman as well. Wouldn't it be funny if, like, Jarman had a Rage and he just went around, like, Microing things.
Microing the Rage, yeah. What Rage do you think? It would just like, he'd like drop off missile defenders as like USA and things like that. Call in missile defenders, like airdrops and stuff.
Yeah, I think he would take away all of your supplies if you're CNC
Oh!
Trash talking on the General's Gentlemen, and by trash talking we mean love and affectionate talking.
Love and affection talking.
Playful
indeed.
banter, but Scorpions won't be very playful here, but especially the Toxin Rebels going to absolute town on the Scorpions, getting all of them destroyed at a nice angle as the Scorpions were moving in, so they were caught between Rage's Scorpions and those Toxin Rebels. Jarman getting a snipe there. Worker from Herb wants to recap that technical, and we'll be able to.
Yeah, rock and a toxic place indeed, and yay, double scrap goes over to Herb, but it gets destroyed this time. I mean, can you imagine how sad those Scorpions would have been having to destroy their comrade? It must have been a pretty bad feel.
Yeah, I think that was much more a case of Herb just wanting to deny that rather than wanting to actually capture it and keep it himself here. So Rage really needs to work on his evacs. I don't think I've seen him avoid a Toxin tractor the entire game. He just seems to leave them in the tunnels and the garrisons and then watch them die.
Yeah, and it doesn't seem to be very good. Micro there. Something that else was nice about the, other than that Angry Mob, something to mention here. Angry Mob starting to move out, but something to mention with the Toxin Rebel ambush was he waited until the rockets were actually on cooldown, and then he brought them in, so he didn't lose them all to just the Toxin. That's Anthrax.
It's gonna kill...
Interesting. The radar van.
Radar van and one worker won't damage the buildings at all.
There must be a setup for that. Maybe he's going to move in and follow that up with some terrorists or something like that.
Yeah, because he can't really evac. Like when the Anthrax bomb is over the tunnels, you can't really evac. At least you don't really want to because it does a lot of damage. So for now, Angry Mobs are moving up. That's actually, you know, it's a good choice in the sense that they can kill the all derricks very fast. But against a GLA Toxin, they have a lot of ways to deal with those. Like the Toxin tunnel could probably kill them. Easily,
and I think it's going to be in range here. I mean, yeah, they're trying to get past, but look how fast that is. It's pretty much just an insta-kill onto the Angry Mobs. Probably not the best of idea when you're versing a GLA Toxin. There's just so many things that can kill the Angry Mobs.
I think he was just sort of relying on the fact that the Toxin tunnel wouldn't be in range. Like, had it been out of range, he could have walked around and just killed, you know, the back there. But these Scorpions from range are just slowly destroying the base of Herb one at a time. But that is a battle bus here, going in very, very close. Scorpion rockets are on cooldown and going for the tunnel and not going for the battle bus will throw them all away in the process. But the Scorpion rockets coming back off cooldown just in time and snipes that one back to its metal box.
And you saw how many rockets did that take? 2? Not very many. Yeah, it's incredibly fast, and that's why it's so hard to micro these battle buses in these engagements. Did a really nice job there, actually, Herb. So if you can evac that one, get another one up. The problem is they're pretty expensive. More terrorists. Here we go, like we saw coming in from Rage. Use that Toxin to his advantage.
Yeah, I think it's more a case of, like, when you're microing battle buses, you gotta have them at the back.
Yeah.
Have them really far away safely, and then have something in front to soak up those rockets. So that's why, like, Scorpion Battle Bus is a better composition than just a Battle Bus.
Yeah.
At least against other Scorpions. Like, against China, you can just spam Battle Buses, because Battle Buses just counter everything with a Jarman.
So it's a nice transition here from Herb. I might like to see some buggies. The only issue with that is Anthrax Bomb takes them out so easily. Same with a Toxin Rebel Ambush. It's just incredibly quick. So unless that's on cooldown, buggies can be pretty vulnerable to a lot of stuff. They are just super, super weak. But, you know, another battle bus here coming out from Herb that could definitely work, especially if it can sneak it into the base of Rage and start destroying some major buildings and take down the black market count.
And speaking of sneak, another thing to keep in mind here, Herb as the GLA Vanilla will have access to the sneak attack when he hits that level 5, which must be quite soon considering we have seen an Anthrax Bomb.
Yeah, definitely.
So when you can sneak those battle buses with the stealth, they can be incredibly powerful, especially against buggies.
But look, Rage having the same idea.
Yeah, but not really, because not sneak attack, but just a really blunt flank. What? No, not sneak attack. No, what? I mean, GPS scrambler. Sorry, not sneak attack.
So yes, yeah, just GPS Scrambler there, but he's got the sneak attack in the background as well, so maybe going for some snipes and then backing off, but he's going to have to be quick. Ooh, doesn't quite go down to the shell, but will it? No, it doesn't. Going to be backing off into the tunnel, but here comes some more Scorpions coming out now from Rage as well. Anthrax Bomb right from the corner, from the backhand side, because look how close the command center was to the edge.
He's actually...
What's Rage doing?
You can clear out the Anthrax Bomb instantly with Toxin? That's ridiculous there,
That
but
seems
now...
dumb.
Is the battle bus firing from the tunnel?
I think it is.
What?
But is it in there or?
I can't zoom in.
I don't know what's going on here.
My mouse wheel is broken, so I
Please.
can't zoom in.
What?
What?
What's going on here? Maybe sneak attacks. They get rockets now.
You can't
or-
micro it,
yeah,
though.
Yeah, I know you can. Yeah. Hang on.
But he drives into
He
it!
drives into it. And is it firing at it? Did it kill the battle bus? How do we know? No,
no,
it's still alive.
there it is,
What?
wow.
Okay, but they're both going to just nuke each other down, and one of them's going to die before the other one is, and then the rest of them are just going to die to the Jarman. That seems a bit dumb.
But meanwhile,
Yeah.
that is a nice contaminate once again here. Having to evac those RPGs here. For some reason, Herb hasn't actually gone for his barbed wire barricades yet. Jarman Snipe getting one of those scorpions here. That black market still very,
Ooh,
very
Toxin
low.
Rebel ambush in the bottom right-hand corner. Going to take out a few more of the Scorpions as well. Get nuked down, but unfortunately the sneak attack went down as well. That's a little bit unfortunate there for Rage. He's going to be moving in those Toxin terrorists. They might be able to nuke down this building, this black market.
Well, Toxin Rebels don't do much at all. I think it's more
yeah,
the
with
Scorpion.
Yeah, the Scorpion, I mean, yeah.
That's like one of the advantages of like Vanilla Rebels is they actually do damage buildings pretty fast.
Yeah, they do indeed. And looks like the Rebels are probably going to go down, but will the Scorpion take it out in time? Look, Herb's Scorpions are focusing the wrong target. They might actually... No, the black market does go down. A little bit of a bad micro mistake there from Herb.
Yeah, that worker was repairing. One of the rebels could have killed that worker. But still, Herb only on no supply. See, his
Yeah.
entire income is like 3 black markets and, of course, that cash bounty, where Rage still has all of the money that he would really need at the moment. I mean, he doesn't have Scud Storms, but, like, you know, he has 7k. It's definitely an option.
Yeah, and a massive amount of income as well. And that's why I feel like Rage's early game was a little bit better because he took control of the supplies that had more supplies on them, whereas Herb took control of the 2 base ones, which really don't have a lot, and that's why he's running out here because he doesn't have the oil derricks and he doesn't have those bigger supplies either. He doesn't even have the black market advantage.
Yeah, that's the thing, is Rage has been constantly doing those tech terrors where Herb hasn't done a single tech terror against these old derricks. I mean, Rage has been defending it very, very well, but the battle bus does now drop down, but will cake out all of the Scorpions in the process.
Yeah, well, indeed. So it's going to be sitting there in the shell, and hopefully the RPGs can be saved there for Rage. I think Herb's in some pretty serious trouble right now. I don't really know how he can pull this one back. It's gonna have to be something pretty big, like a really nice sneak attack or something at this point.
Or like a, you know, Herb versus Rohan versus Caro sort of
Ooh, yeah.
comebacks there, where basically Rage goes for a huge attack and then Anthrax bombs himself. That's something that could work.
That happens. That
It
can
happens,
happen.
indeed.
For sure.
But at this stage, there's just a lot of Scorpion. Wow, actually, Herb still has a lot of Scorpions.
Decent.
So let's see how they micro this one. Sneak attack in the middle of the thing. So Rage will have a forward tunnel for the heal. Herb's winning this engagement, though. Pretty good micro and targeting with the Scorpions, but Rage has the reinforcements and ultimately numbers is a pretty big deal here as the Scorpions from Herb are falling one by one.
Yeah, getting cleaned up here, and that's a lot of scrap for the Scorpions of Rage as well, so they're all going to probably get the double scrap. I mean, we did see Herb take a little bit off them, and there's only about 2 of them alive now. 3 of them alive, so yeah, it's looking pretty GG for Herb here.
I would definitely agree with that, but again, a lot of black markets. An Anthrax bomb at the top, not really sure what he's going for with it.
Yeah, I don't know why he just keeps using it there. He tends to follow it up with some tech terrors, but just doesn't really seem to make that much sense. It's interesting.
But anyway, I think Rage has more than enough black markets. Has actually exhausted the supplies, at least
Finally, yeah.
the one in the corner. Herb throwing in the towel, calling the GG. A good decision. And Rage is our victor here. So I think we've pretty much summed it up. Keeping those old derricks and losing the supplies ultimately was just too much. I mean, it actually is surprising that there was only a 30,000 difference. But still, Rage, the tech terrors, the economy, it was just pretty solid play. Herb, if he took out those old derricks fast, which he probably could have done with tech terrors, that would have been excellent, but Herb not able to, unfortunately, there. So I think that'll wrap this one up.
Yep.
Yeah, alrighty, well, thanks for watching.
Yeah, thanks guys. It was good. I was going to say number 1 Toxin tractor micro goes to Herb though.
Yeah.
It was really nice. That was
it's
like the first time I've seen them used that effectively.
Yeah, it's a weakness of GLA Toxin that I haven't really seen sort of exploited that much. And when I say exploit and abuse, I don't mean in a bad way. I mean in a cool way, in an awesome way. Like, the other thing you can do as well is if you just drive a technical through the worker line, you don't even have to crush them. The toxin tunnel just kills them all.
Yeah, it does indeed. And also the actual tracking of the turret is slower than the technical, so the technical can drive past, and then it starts firing, and the arc doesn't quite get there, and it kills all the workers, and you go, no, please, tunnel.
So there are some weaknesses of the toxin tunnels.
Yeah.
But they can 1v1 flame tanks.
Yeah. Which is a pain. It's not fun.
Ultimately, the Toxin Tunnel and GLA Toxin overall has more than enough going for it, making it probably the strongest faction in 1.4.
Pretty strong.
Yeah. When you also factor in the Scorpions can take out RPGs.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's go ahead and stop the recording, and we'll see you next time on the Generals Gentlemen. Catch you later.